The first time I saw her car in my garage, I honestly thought I was losing my mind. I pulled into the driveway after a long shift, sunburned, exhausted, dreaming of a shower and silence, only to find a shiny, pearl-white Lexus sitting where my truck should have been. My garage door was wide open, like I lived in a showroom. At first, I thought maybe I'd forgotten to close it, until I walked closer and recognized the custom HOA board member plate frame. Karen. Her real name was Linda, but if you've ever dealt with an HOA tyrant, you know why we all called her Karen. She was the kind of person who measured grass lengths with a ruler and fined people $75 for wind-blown trash cans. She approached neighbors like she owned the block, always lecturing, always watching, always convinced she was in the right. And now, apparently, she'd decided my garage was part of the HOA's shared resources. I knocked on her door. She opened it with the smuggest half-smile I'd ever seen. "Oh, you saw it." "Yes. My nephew is visiting and we needed extra parking. The street is for residents, your driveway was free, so I took the initiative and let him park in your garage. You weren't using it anyway." I stared at her, processing. "You just opened my garage." "Oh, the HOA has a master opener for emergencies. As a board officer, I have authorization. Parking your nephew's Lexus is an emergency." She waved her hand dismissively. "Don't be dramatic. It's temporary. You don't need to make this complicated." I told her to move the car. She raised her chin. "No, the board has not approved that request." I almost laughed. That's how surreal it was. That night, I sat at my kitchen table and went through HOA documents and bylaws. There was nothing about shared garages. Nothing about the board having access for convenience. But I did find something important. Unauthorized use of private property was grounds for immediate legal action and removal from the board. But I didn't call a lawyer. Not yet, because then something else happened. The next morning, I woke up to a note taped to my front door. "If you keep making an issue of this, the HOA will reconsider your yard compliance. You're at risk of violation fines." She was threatening me. Karen picked the wrong neighbor. I didn't yell. I didn't argue. I didn't make a scene. Instead, I silently closed my garage, locked it manually, and disabled the automatic opener completely. The door would not open without the mechanical key that only I had. Then, I left for the airport. I was gone for 2 full weeks. No calls answered. No texts returned. No email checked. I knew exactly what was happening back home, and I reveled in it. Because you see, Karen hadn't parked her nephew's Lexus in my garage. She'd parked her own Lexus. And Karen didn't go anywhere without that car. When I returned, the neighborhood group chat told the story. Day 1. She realized the garage wouldn't open. She texted. I ignored. Day 2. She called the police. The police asked, "Whose property is the garage on?" She had to admit it was mine. They told her it was a civil matter. Day 3. She demanded an emergency HOA board meeting. Some members were sympathetic, until she admitted she entered my garage without consent. Day 4. Her husband had to Uber to work. She was furious. Day 5 to 10. She stood outside my house multiple times a day, screaming at the locked garage door, like it would magically open by intimidation alone. Day 11. Someone recorded her meltdown. It went viral locally. People started calling her the garage goblin. Day 12. She tried to get the HOA lawyer involved. The lawyer refused to represent her, stating she was personally liable. Day 13. The board voted to remove her. Day 14. Her Lexus remained trapped. Her pride was shattered. Her reputation gone. And I was somewhere on a warm beach, sipping iced tea, reading all of this like a novel. When I returned and pulled into the driveway, she stormed over. "You have caused unbelievable damage to my life," she screamed. "Give me my car, now." I calmly opened the garage. Inside was her precious Lexus, completely untouched. "I want you to know," I said quietly, "that this was your doing. I told you to move the car. You refused. You threatened me. You abused your position. You trespassed. You misused HOA authority. The consequences are yours." Her lip trembled with rage. You're evil." "No," I said, "I just respect my home." She took the keys, trembling, yanked the car out, and drove away without a word. Her yard went downhill after that. No one waved anymore. Neighbors avoided her. Her husband, who had always seemed tired, seemed suddenly older, drained. They listed the house 6 months later. Moved away. But there was one more thing. The incoming HOA board president, a kind retired woman named Denise, mailed me a simple letter. Thank you for reminding this neighborhood what boundaries are. Sometimes revenge isn't loud, sometimes you don't have to scream. Sometimes you just have to lock the garage and go on vacation.